Good afternoon, everybody. It's Saturday afternoon, it's 1 PM, and welcome to a special edition of the Bourne Property Show live. I've got a guest in with me. It's Marina, who's our lettings specialist here. She's come to base herself here at the Bourne office. So it's great to have you in, Marina.
Thank you very
First
much.
time.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine. Nothing to worry about. I won't stitch you up or anything like that yet. But the reason we're doing this today is because of a kind of a high demand in the lettings market in Bourne.
Yes.
And what we want to be able to do is just use this as an opportunity just for a 15-minute broadcast. If any of you have got any questions, of course, you know the routine by now. So comment in the box below, thumbs up, the heart, let us know that you're watching this Saturday afternoon. It's cold, it's snowy outside, we know you're all at home, so please join us. We want to obviously get you involved as much as possible, but we want to use this as an opportunity just to probably give you a little bit of a background, a little bit of an idea on more detail on what the lettings market's doing, and Marina's the best person for that. So just to kick off and start off, good afternoon to Becky, Natasha that are joining us, Mike's joined us as well, so it's great to have everybody involved. So it's fantastic that we've got people on board straight away. So keep your questions coming in, any comments you've got, and we'll get straight on with it. So from my perspective, Marina, obviously from a sales perspective, and obviously walking around the town, as you do as well, because you're very well known in the town and been here a long time, it seems there's a real high demand for lettings in Bourne.
There is, yeah.
It seems that, we're averaging probably at least a couple of people a day that are coming in and registering looking for property, and I know obviously you likewise are getting a lot of calls and emails of property.
Yeah.
So the first question being to any prospective and would-be landlords out there, so anybody that's got maybe a second property or a home they're thinking of letting out to go and move on to their next one, and they want to keep it as an investment or indeed a pension fund and a future prospect. What, in your opinion, are the most rentable and kind of popular properties in the market at the minute?
Well, I'd certainly say you'd be looking at 2 to 3 bedroom houses. 2 beds are very, very popular for first time renters, couples that want to move together and live together for the first time. And your 3 bedroom properties, you're actually finding that young couples who are looking to have a family, already have children and want to go to the schools. Obviously you've got the Abbey Primary School, Westfield, we've got the new primary school at Elsie Park. Elsie Park is a very, very popular area. So yeah, the 2 and 3 bedroom properties are going to be the greatest investment. Okay, brilliant.
And I think obviously we were speaking this morning, we had a couple of examples, as with snowballs going around outside North Street at the minute. There's a couple of examples, I think, of properties that we've got to the market, which indeed you think are suitable. I'm going to be your able assistant for the next couple of minutes, so I'm going to be Debbie McGee for the next 2 minutes. So there's a couple of properties that you identified in particular, which are ideal examples of prospective properties, not only for would-be investors to buy, to let their first property out and start a portfolio, but also owners of these types of properties if they are thinking of letting them out.
Yes.
So definitely. What we got first, I think we've got the...
we've got the Pollards first of all.
There we are. So this is a property that we've currently got on the market. 2 bedroom, first floor apartment on Elsie Park. Tell us a bit more about what we could look to achieve on that.
So with this kind of property, again, as I said before, Elsie Park is incredibly popular. They're all new builds as well, and they're a real nice little community there next to lots of shops, schools. At £110,000 for a 2 bedroom apartment, you'd be looking to achieve somewhere around £550 per calendar month, which would give you a yield of 6%. So 6% is obviously much bigger than what you're getting at the moment in banks. They're proving to be a very good investment as well.
Okay, and I live on Elsie Park myself. Obviously, that's what's obviously probably pushing the yield a little bit higher. The fact that I live there, but even though that's a great yield to have, and I think that's above the kind of national average. In your own opinion, obviously there are factors that include, if you're thinking of buying this type of property, like the management fees, management charges. Does that bother many investors? If they're looking at a portfolio, will they already factor that in and kind of have a bit of a mindset that it's a leasehold property? There are going to be extra charges annually or each month. will they factor that in, and does it put investors off, or are they kind of like, well, it's an ideal property to let out and we factor that in?
Yeah. To be honest, the management fees for properties like this are not that high. That they're quite minimum amounts of money, and to be honest, they're such fantastic investment opportunities that factoring that in with the yield, as we said, the yield is much higher than the national average. You're still going to be making a really, really good investment and a long-term investment, because you'll be finding these kind of properties are going to be renting very, very quickly, probably within 2 to 3 weeks. Demand is so high at the moment. Okay,
fantastic. So that was the first example we've got there. That is available to the market as well. I feel like I'm on the shopping channel. That is available to the market as well. So if you do want to have a look at that, if you are considering buying your first property as a part of an investment, give us a call. We can get you obviously a viewing on that. We've got another example of something which may be suitable as well to more of the starter families, and a slightly bigger property here in Manning Road in Bourne, 3-bedroom semi, currently on for 170,000.
Yep, and at £170,000, we would expect to get around £700 per calendar month for that property, which would give you a yield of 4.94%, which is just under 5%. That is going to be around the average that you'd be looking at, but it's still a great investment. It's very, very lettable. The area is very, very popular because you can walk to town. You're finding a lot of people at the moment have possibly sold their property and have yet to find a property to move into. So we're actually finding quite an interesting shift in the rental market at the moment, where we're finding people are looking for maybe short-term 1 to 2 years of renting until they actually find their forever home. And with these properties here, it's actually very, very close to the primary schools, secondary schools, as I said, town centre. You've got lots of development going on in Bourne at the moment, so again, very lettable. You'd probably find this property would be let within a good couple of weeks.
Brilliant, fantastic. So a great couple of examples there on the types of property that are probably going down the best at the moment. But saying that, I'm right in saying obviously Bourne is such an upcoming place, as you mentioned earlier on, with the schools, the vast obviously development of new builds, especially obviously within the kind of Elsia Park area and the south side of Bourne along the bypass. And a lot of people, I believe, especially investors, are buying new properties and putting them onto the rental market quite quickly. But we shouldn't rule out as well the bigger family homes. I think there's quite a big market as well for more of the 4-bed detached, for example.
Oh yes, definitely. You will always find at the moment, the way the rental properties are working, that the supply and demand, there's just not enough properties out there. So you will always find a massive demand for all aspects of rental properties, from the 1-bedroom right up to the 4-bedroom family houses. It's just a huge demand, and I think the nice thing about the development in Bourne is actually across Elsie Park and the other areas around the south and west of Bourne, is that there is a really nice combination of these small apartments. You've also got the family homes. It gives it a really good community feel as well, and demand is high at the moment.
Fantastic. We've got a couple of bits and pieces coming in. A few people have joined us. So good afternoon to Bethan, who obviously she's sent a comment in and said hello all from Cafe 35, just down the road here in North Street. So good afternoon, Bethan. So they've joined us to watch. Natasha, Kate, Mike, Emma, they've all joined us. Craig's joined us this afternoon. Jamie, Paul, loads of people joining us this afternoon for this special broadcast, this special edition. We're just trying to entertain really everybody on a snowy, cold Saturday afternoon. That's what we're trying to do. It's just trying to entertain people. So I've had a question come in from Mike. Mike sent a question in. Especially if you're a first-time landlord, you know, the first time doing it, there's a lot of I suppose like anything, when you buy, sell, rent, whatever you do, there's a lot of ups and downs, pitfalls, things to worry about. The question that's coming is, what's the biggest fear for a landlord? So what are the things that landlords who are thinking of maybe letting out their first home going to sit there and go, oh, I'm not sure what are the things that are going to put me off? What have you experienced? What are the questions do you get when it comes to, I'm thinking of letting my home out, but I'm worried about this?
Definitely, there does, on the face of it, appear to be a lot of things to think about when you first come to rent a property as a landlord. Now, what we like to say at Hill and Clark is, with our management service, we look after everything for you, so you really shouldn't be worried. We can advise you on all aspects of the law, what your landlord responsibilities are, all the legal requirements, and also as legislation changes as well. Going into the new year, there's a few bits and pieces in regards to rental properties and tenants that will be changing, but we're here to give all the advice we can, all the guidance, and really just take the stress out of it as well. One of the biggest worries, I suppose, for a landlord is you find all the horror stories. The TV loves bigging up and dramatising all these terrible stories that you hear on the news about rogue landlords and rogue tenants. But what we like to do, we can absolutely assure any would-be landlords that are out there, when it comes to finding you the right tenant, we do all the checks that are required for you. There's very strict criteria for referencing. There must be an affordability criteria, a previous landlord reference. We certainly check all credit scores as well to make sure there's nothing hidden away there that can surprise us at a later date. And of course we also do the right to rent checks as well. So we take that all on board for you, and every single step of the way it is the landlord's decision who they take on, so they can have peace of mind going forward as well.
So basically what you're saying is, as somebody doing residential sales, I've got an easy job.
Yes.
That's fine.
Definitely.
Okay, not a problem. That's fine. Not an issue at all. Couple of other people. Simon that's messaged in. Big Wash have joined us just down Wherry's Lane, just down the side from us. So good afternoon to yourselves there. They're clients of ours from previous and current. So great to have you join us this afternoon, Simon. Mike's worried that I've got a new co-host. Has he lost his spot? No, you haven't.
Just keeping you warm.
Yeah, no, you haven't, Mike, because when we have to do the evening shift, you're the best man for the job. So you'll be back in on Thursday night, rest assured on that. Great comments to everybody liking and joining in this afternoon. Really appreciate it. So just to give a bit of an overview to the viewers, really, and obviously there are many variables. Give me an overview of kind of maybe just averages of what a 1, a 2, a 3 and a 4 bed may fetch currently in the market. I know you've got a few different figures there which you'll refer to. Obviously, like anything, these figures do depend on, I suppose it depends on motivation, it depends on what the client would like, it depends on the condition and type and size of home as well.
Yes, definitely.
But just as a bit of an overview, a little bit of a kind of an average, what kind of sort of figures are we looking at in the market today?
Okay, so you'd be looking, purely as a guide, as we said, you'd be looking potentially for a 1-bedroom house or apartment. You'd be looking between £400 and £450 per calendar month. 2 bedrooms, again, apartments or houses, you'd be looking at somewhere between, I mean, this is quite a wide expanse, because again, it's very dependent on the size of the properties. So you'd be looking at somewhere between £500 and £650 per calendar month. So you've got quite a nice big range there. And also for the 3-bedroom houses, you'd be going to be looking at somewhere between £650 and £750. So 4 bedrooms, the jump isn't quite so high. You're probably looking at somewhere between £800 and £900 per calendar month. So really, when you actually look at all the prices going forward, like we discussed earlier, the 2 to 3 bedroom houses are going to be the biggest and the best investments, because the demand is so high, and that really does dictate the prices of the rents as well. But
equally as well, obviously there are a lot of different size 4 beds as well.
Oh yes, definitely.
We're talking probably there what I'd class as an average 4 bed, and to Bourne people, when I say average 4 bed, you're talking probably a 1980s 4-bedroom home in the kind of Saxon Way areas, something like that. There are lots of variants. There are individual non-estate homes. There are big 5-bedroom 3-storey properties, especially on the Elsia Park area. So there are many variables to that. So these are just averages. So please don't make any assumption on that. These are just averages we're working by.
And also the beauty of Bourne, we have such a wide variety of properties in the area. You can be going from stone cottages right up to brand new builds. So you've got a really lovely variety of properties to look at as well.
Excellent. Good afternoon to Becky, who's in Spalding. She's just sent me a message saying I haven't given her a shout out. Apologies, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
There we are. So you're in as well. Still loads of people join us this afternoon. It is only a short broadcast. This is something obviously that we've put together today to bring to prospective landlords. So if you are considering letting your first property, or indeed you have a current property or portfolio that you have let, what's the best route? What should you look to do, Marina?
Okay, so you can certainly get in touch with myself. I'm at the Bourne office most days, so you can give me a call. I'm more than happy. I can make an appointment to come out and see you. We can have a look at your property. I can give you a sort of a valuation, and we can discuss next steps as well, because everyone has their own individual needs.
Fantastic. Just a reminder to everybody out there as well, if you are an investor that's again looking to buy your first investment proposition or add to your current portfolio, do visit our YouTube channel. Go onto YouTube, go Hill and Clark. Marina and the other lettings managers and letting negotiators in the company, and the lettings valuers I should say as well, they are constantly posting on there what's called the buy to let deal of the week. So just as a quick overview, Marina, what is one of the buy to let deal of the weeks? What is the purpose of us advertising that?
So the purpose of that is we actually look at all the properties that are on the market, not just with us. We look at other properties that are on the market with other agents that would certainly provide a really good investment. We look at the rental yields, we look at the areas that they're situated in, and we try to find the best buy-to-let deal, just to give investors a little bit of an idea of what would be an ideal investment, really.
Fantastic. So visit our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, type in Hill and Clark. All the buy-to-let deals of the week are there for Bourne, and indeed our Spalding, Holbeach, Boston and Skegness offices as well. So we cover all the buy-to-let deals of the week, which the guys are constantly putting up to give you guys the best deals that are out there currently. We want to help you get the best yield and return on your potential investment property. So it's been really informative today, Marina. I know it was a little bit of fruit upon you this morning.
Yes.
I like to keep people on the toes. I like to keep people going, and it's been a great opportunity. Actually, it's been a great little broadcast, and I hope it's been informative. Equally, if you are a tenant, if you are considering looking to look for a property to let, be it whether it's in Bourne, it can be across any of our network of offices as well. And this broadcast today is generic as well, because we can help you across our Spalding, Holbeach, Boston and Skegness areas as well. Please, pop in and come and see us here at the Bourne office or any of our offices. As Marina said earlier on, she wants to come out and obviously offer market appraisals on any homes that you are looking to let out or considering letting. So you can call us 01778 30069. Pop in, come and have a coffee, we'll have a good chat about it. Email us bournesales@hillclark.co.uk, or indeed drop us a message on Facebook. We'll come back to you quite quickly. Good afternoon to Jamie as well, who's just joined us. So it's great to have you on board as well. So it's 1:20. It was a short broadcast. But really appreciate everybody joining us today. Marina, thank you very much. Been really informative, real fantastic opportunity to talk about lettings this afternoon. Hope everybody's found that useful. We're back Thursday night, 6 p.m. Facebook Live. Mike will be back with us. Hopefully he'll have cleared the snow off the drive and his street and have finally got through, or just by a snowplow, one or the other. But we'll be back Thursday night, myself and Mike, Bourne Property Show live. We've got some really good topics which we're going to bring to you on Facebook Monday afternoon. So we'll see you Thursday evening, and have a good afternoon and a good weekend.